pictures, you know. He said, no, he wouldn't have took it. It wouldn't happen. I said, so what they did was they incited him, they say, to supposedly kill a police officer, a sheriff. That same thing Mukhtar is. Mukhtar, they're the police. They are the police. I'm not. Their behavior is police behavior 100%. So they feel that people like us, so-called leaders, imams, all that, they got a streak of arrogance. That's what they believe. Therefore, if we keep pressing that button, we'll get them to go off. That's what Mukhtar is doing. That's what agent provocateurs do. They provoke people or provoke individuals to do anything that might allow them to be attacked, captured, and put in jail by the police. Right? So, that's why they call us. They call me every 5-6 times a day. They do. Why? Why? Trying to provoke. Maybe the one time they're holding on to that. If we call him one more time, it might be the time. That's not possible. You know why? When we say La Tatraba, we mean for Mukhtar and Khadijah. We overlook their stuff. No reproach. Today, no reproach even for them. No reproach. We said this 5 years ago. It's now about 6 years ago. We said this 6 years ago. Why? Because we could see it coming. Remember, all along we have been chroniclers, archivists, historians, and documentarians. We have chronicled the behavior of the United States government. We have chronicled the behavior of agent provocateurs. We have chronicled the behavior of saboteurs. We have chronicled, and we have a whole history. Remember, our activity here goes what? Quran number 1, Sunnah number 2, history number 3, and our own experiences. Number 4. That's what you do. You find it. What does the Quran say about it? And the Quran repeats over and over again, don't they travel in the earth and see what was the end of those before them? Don't they travel in the earth? That's what the ayats I just read, to seek knowledge. What does traveling in the earth means? It means go and study the historical pattern. The Quran outlines the historical human condition over and over and over again, and is never wrong. The people act the same. Whether it's the prophets, whether it's the messengers, whether it's the good people, it says you have to hold on a long time. This is a protracted struggle. This is not, one case they held on so long, the prophet was about to lose hope. He said, Mata Nasrullah. When will the help of Allah come? Allah inna Nasrullahul Kareem. The help of Allah is close, it's near. You see what I mean? But the people was holding on so long, their knees was wobbly, man, their eyes going around, and it says, hold on. That's what we have to do. But we have to do it as though we're trained for it. You know, and that's actually what it looks like. It looks like we're trained for this job. That's what it looks like. It looked like Allah trained us for this job. That's exactly what it looks like. Because of the history, because when you document things, there's patterns that begin to evolve. And then you can relate one pattern to another. After you get 40 years of experience, 50 years of experience, pretty soon You can close your eyes and reach out and touch old Sam and know where he's at, and you can know about where he's been. So, also, mission builds character. Mission builds character. This type of work, it builds character. If you do it, you don't have to worry. You're going to be a pretty tough customer. When it's all over, you're going to be a tough customer no matter what. Just by getting involved, you have to become a tough customer. And when I say tough, I don't mean a bad guy or anything. You know what I mean? A guy fights real good. I mean, you have good character. It builds character. It helps you when they move Islam, the Muslims from East Oakland to North Oakland, you're able to bear with it because you know that's what they was trying to do. Something Robert Kennedy said, he said something similar to, every time a good man stands up, there's a ripple of hope that goes out. He said that in '68. In Cape Town, of all places. A ripple of hope. So what we're saying to the immigrant community, we helped you build yourself, now help us. Refocus on our real mission. Call America to the value of Islam. If you notice, the immigrants don't feel comfortable calling Americans to Islam. They don't feel comfortable. We feel comfortable. That's where the mistake jumped in. When the immigrant community developed out of sync with the African American community, they threw things off balance. They threw it out of sync. We've always been a protection for the immigrant community because there's things they could do to the immigrant right now. Immigrants can't do this, immigrants can't do that. They can't do that to us. First of all, we got ourselves, and next of all, we got the rest of the black community to back us up. And that's what we have to do. We have to get back in the black community, and so we have to now make their issues our issues. Their lives, our lives. That's the way it always was. They always saw a Muslim in the old days as someone that was for them. But now you look at these Muslims in the Masjid, they got long beards, and you don't know what the hell did you accept Islam for, right? What mission you got? Islam is a mission. What are you doing? Just walking around, well, astaghfirullah, they're Muslim, that's good. That's good. We can't say it's something. They're Muslim, they said La ilaha illallah, Muhammadan Rasulullah, and now what else? What else? What about the movement? What about the people? What about the rest of the world? What about inviting the world to Islam? Da'a ilallah. Right? What? Da'a ilallah. Call people to Allah. Wa amilu salihat. And work righteous deeds. And Naini minal Muslimin. And I am from amongst the Muslims. I'm happy to be a Muslim. Not scared of y'all. Okay. Now, as we said, we won't try to explain these flyers in one hot flyer, the whole 40 or 50 year period. But we're going to do a lot of discussing As-Sabiqun. As-Sabiqun al-Awwalun. And we're going to focus probably 80% of our focus on moving forward and 20% on the things that produce the social media talk and stuff like that. See, we have to overlook those people too. Now, you said overlook them? Well, they're your family, of course. If you can overlook stuff for everybody else, of course you can overlook your family. Just because they're not smart, then if a woman has what would be considered a wonderful husband, which a lot of people think they are, beautiful daughters and everything else, why would she tell those people to do harmful things to their father? Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they say, hey man, guess what? I joined this team and shoot, I got wonderful children, beautiful income, wonderful husband, a storybook husband. Forget the police. I quit y'all. That's what anybody with any sense would do. When they get all that, but no, they tell, what kind of person would tell their children to hate their father, hurt their father, sabotage their work? Who would do that? What do they deserve? They deserve la tatraba, no reproach. Just like Yusuf and his brothers, they sold him into slavery. They did everything they could to undermine his life. We, in turn, have to do the same thing with them. Not just the outside world. I'm talking about the internal world. That's right. It don't mean just daughters and ex-wives. It means sons, nieces, nephews. This European, he gets around to everybody. You give him enough time, that's his problem. The damn fool got to everybody, and it shows. That's why he's a fool too. He's a bigger fool than them. He didn't just get a few. He got everybody using one weakness or another. Whatever they weakness, if they was using crack, he used that. They liked heroin, they used that. If they had trouble with a house, they used that. If they was underwater or they made, 10 years ago, they borrowed all that money, they buy a house 11 years, then they said, I'll do this and I'll do that, and they get caught, then the white man will come and say, I'll help you with that. All you gotta do is this, you just move to another town, Why? So this man won't have any friends or anything. And you give him time, that cracker will have cut you off from everybody. That's why he's a damn fool. He's the biggest fool since ever had. You'd never cut nobody all the way off. It's too obvious. That's why I like this old mean white man. I like him because he's not smart. And this great miraculous recovery, that's what people are calling it. A great miraculous recovery. That's what people say. So man, a month ago this guy was, and then, but see, you test everything. I don't know, do you remember the talks on science fiction management?
Yeah.
Science fiction management. Now, I got stuff up in my head right now. What it's doing there, I don't know. But I know it's there, I can feel it. They call it, just drains. I said, drain my behind. So I'm talking to supposedly my friend in Iran, and he's asking me, because I told him, I was losing body, upper strength, in my upper body, and I couldn't hardly write my name. This was back in November or something like that. Then when I actually went into the hospital and they did all of this, remember my arm was limp, and I couldn't do nothing with this hardly. I had to hold it up like this. And I was talking to him on the phone. He asked me some specific questions. Well, by the way, how's your writing? I said, oh, it ain't too good. Within 2 days I was writing. And I asked, I'm just telling you, remember, psychological guerrilla warfare on the reverse cycle, the white man can put something in your head, or he can pretend to put something in your head. Yeah.
There's layers,
No, he can, now remember, once he get in your head, he in your head. There ain't no, well, just to think, yeah, this cracker was up in my head. That's enough for most people. They go crazy with that. I don't believe it. I believe this. Whatever you did, good, cracker. Because while I'm here, I'm going to do this. And if I start running around in circles next week, I done did my job. I don't care. If I start, so what? I'll be 74 in a week. I've already done my job. If that happens, of course, I feel I got another 30 years to go, and we're going to finish this job, maybe. But I'm happy now. Very happy now. I don't have to do this and I'll be happy. Certain people, when I get this house, I'll be happy. When I get this car, I'll be happy. When I get a husband, I'll be happy. When I get a boyfriend, I'll be happy. Bull crap, what about now? I'm happy now. And that's a blessing from God. It's a blessing from Allah. No. It ain't when I get that I'm going to be happy. I'm happy now. So anyway, battle space awareness. Islamic dialectical idealism. College of Islamic Movement Studies. College of Islamic Movement Studies. We're going to restart this process right where we are now.